But it's very exciting, yeah, and it's potentially, it feels like it's historical, right? But it's really it's potentially a really quite innovative and exciting, quite rare and exclusive opportunity that we've got here. In it, really, it's exclusive and it's rare, it's unique. So.
This spot is going to be an amazing spot, somehow, some ways, for us to grow the food that I will use in that kitchen. So 0 miles of food. Do you know what I mean? It's basically this, like, we literally have just come down. I only came down here yesterday.
I haven't seen it yet.
Brendan hasn't seen it yet.
I saw it in the past. It's changed
years
massive.
ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seen it last week with Simon.
Of course, yeah, you saw it last week with Jonesy, and that's how new it is to us, right? So obviously, when you look around, you can see that there's probably a lot of work that we have to do before we even do anything, which is like a clean-up mission at some point, right? We wanted to do it like this because it was exciting, because you lot have like given so much time to the growing volunteers and been really involved. To be here from the beginning with this new excitement of like the potential of what a vision of something can be, right? Because we want this to be like a really beautiful community forest garden, yeah? So it's just amazing that we can all just collectively go, oh my God, okay, what's here? And kind of get excited about what we're seeing and what we're, you know, envisioning for what this space could be. I invite you to just have a little explore of the space and just get a little bit kind of like excited about your own visions of what that can,
Connect
you know,
with it.
what it might look like to you, you know, down the line.
It's going to be special. It is going to be special.
It's like there's like a streamway from where the water runs off into that pond there. You can see that. So as that's naturally there, it's probably best to, you know, sort of build around that as a water source in the winter.
We really want this to be a kind of collaborative, sort of participatory project. Like, we want this to be our vision, you know what I mean? Obviously working in harmony with nature and what's here and all of the principles that we're talking about, but we're really excited to be having our volunteer projects rolling the way that they do. We're just really happy that we're cultivating this community together, and to all be stood here now from the word go and have an opportunity to create a collective vision together where we can all share our thoughts and insights and ideas and then go about implementing it together is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. So as a general sort of ethos, we are going to be doing this as an inclusive, participatory community where we're trying to build these visions and these projects always together. So please, if you've got any thoughts or ideas over time, please know that they are not only welcomed, but they're deeply valuable. Do you know what I mean? We want this to be all of ours.
So far we've got 25 different species of something or another. So that's just from just that little tiny recce just now. So that will be God knows what's going to reveal itself as we go on. Did anybody have any ideas or visions of like
Dome type thing made out of twigs, and then you build mud on top of it and then plant on top of it. So it still looks natural, but you've got a little hidey hole that you can use to either store stuff or take
little
refuge in if you want to get
or bird watch,
bad weather.
nature watch.
Yeah.
That's a wicked idea.
So yeah, thanks for coming down guys, because this is amazing and it's kind of pretty landmark moment I think for us at Praxis to start this new project.
I just wanted to kind of like give everybody a bottle of our raspberry and pear kefir. Anybody would like one? Just as a bit of a kind of like thank you. Do you know what I mean? Like, people have come today. We're excited, not just about this space here, but 2020 has been a very difficult year for most people in some way or another. It has been for us at Practice Probiotics as well. There's a lot of people. There's a lot that people don't see. There's a lot that people don't know. We've been doing what we can, and it's been a challenge for everybody. But we are ultimately on a mission, and we are passionate about trying to cultivate community and try and like contribute to transforming society in various ways. And we know that we can't do this on our own without the people in our community that are contributing to getting involved in the projects that we run. So it's a very, very, very humble gesture, but it's just like a simple thank you for coming today, because we believe that this will be the beginning of an extremely exciting kind of like project. So this is water kefir. This is like a...
drink the whole bottle in one go.
No, well, I didn't.
You might be on the toilet.
It's a probiotic.
Oh my.
And the fruit came from the allotment in Stockholm. So it's raspberry and pear. It's organic, all organic. Everything that we do is organic.
I like the smell.
It's beautiful. It's raspberry and pear.
You smell the raspberry.
Put one there.
So that's kind of subtle, but with a punch at the same time.
So that's the beauty of water kefir.
It reminds me of my old grand's raspberry vinegar to a slight extent. Do you know what I mean?
Nice.
But
So it's got a
obviously,
little-
yeah, got that little kick or
flavor
something.
to
No, not yeah. It's been years since I've had it, so.
Yeah.
So maybe just explain a little bit about forest gardening.
Yeah.
So the idea of forest gardening is to sort of emulate some of the patterns in nature. So instead of thinking about just growing something in like on the floor or in a raised bed, it's about the different layers that you have in a woodland or a wild environment. So you've got your canopy layer, which is your trees. You've got a shrub layer, which is kind of like these bud layers here. Yeah, you've got sort of small, yeah, like hedge plant size stuff, down to your ground things, and then even the roots. That would be any root vegetables we might have be able to grow here. Maybe we could put some wild garlic in this area or something like that. So you've got these different layers of things that we could put in here, and we could look to be putting in native and naturalised things that we'd find in the wild anyway, and just kind of emulating some of the patterns in nature to make like a really abundant place, basically.
You can have your raspberry canes, yeah, wild one. And that would need the insects, don't you, for the pollination, so we need insects in. And they're things that you don't need to cultivate, you don't need to be worrying about, am I looking after them properly, because they're just going to grow. If you get the right things that grow in wetlands or woodlands, they're just going to
there's loads of
taste that. You've got
Keep
trees that grow
nice.
under other trees as well.
Does-
I've not seen any holly here. Now holly would love to grow here. Hazel trees, and then you've got all the little flowers. You've got things feeding things as well as feeding people. So there's heaps you could do as underplanting as well. Heaps.
Forest gardening, having that you've got a top story and then you've got your second story trees. Yeah.
I'll share that on the growing group, so then you can have a look like what the model of a forest garden is, and the kind of plants that grow together and are native to certain areas and stuff. So
It'd be interesting in like the springtime to see what comes up, because we don't know.
Naturally,
yeah, well, that's
There
it.
could be loads of wild garlic.
Yeah, it
and
could already be
bluebells
wild
and-
garlic
yeah.
and bluebells and things we've just never.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about permaculture way of like approaching growing and stuff. You stand back and you wait and you watch and you observe what's there, what emerges, what shows itself to you. You know, that's the magic of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Speaks to me of like little urban forest school groups, really. So yeah, it's a beautiful place.
I think the innocence is coming out on us all, isn't it? Where we're like reverting back to children, do you know what I mean? It's like, what can we do? Fairies and
Meet
Zen,
Den.
yeah, absolutely.
Let's make a tree house.
Yeah.